This video is going to go over the exercise on Khan Academy with the title Volume and Surface Area of Cylinders. This practice was assigned to you on the 5th week of distance learning. Let's begin. The first question is asking, what is the volume of a cylinder with base radius 2 and height 9? So what I've done here on the side is I've written down the formula to get the radius of any cylinder. So as you can see, we've got pi r squared h. One thing I added is that I added these color-coded underlines so that we can just easily substitute and plug in the value depending on our given so that we can find the volume of this given cylinder. So the first thing I'm going to substitute is in the place of pi, I'm going to put 3.14 as stated in the problem. You should know that pi is an irrational number. It is a non-repeating, non-terminating decimal. And sometimes problems such as this would like our answers to be in decimal. And if that is the case, we just substitute pi with 3.14. The next thing we can plug in is the radius. As stated in the problem, and also as shown in the image, the radius here is 2. The last thing we have to plug in to find the volume is the height. And again, as stated in the problem and as shown in the image, the height we have is 9. So this is what we have to simplify now. What I notice that there is an exponent here. So based on PEMDAS, exponent will come before multiplication. So what I'm going to do is I am going to bring down 3.14 and I'm going to be able to simplify this because 2 squared is simply 2 times 2 or 4. And finally, I'm going to bring down the 9. Now, whenever we're multiplying quantities, we just simply go from left to right. So let's figure out what the product is here. 3.14 times 4 equals 12.56 times 9. The product is equal to 113.04. And we do not have units, so we're just going to put units cubed or cubic units. And that's our final answer. 113.04. Oops, 4. Let's check out this next problem. What is the surface area of a cylinder with base radius 2 and height 6? So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to write the formula for the surface area of any cylinder. And just make sure you're using the correct formula. Unlike the other problem, we are looking for surface area and not volume. So we're going to have 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Now just like earlier, I'm going to go color code. So the pi's I'm going to put in green. The radius I'm going to put in yellow. And the height I'm going to put in pink. Now, surface area is talking about all the things that you see on the outside of any shape. 2 pi RH is derived from, I guess, the body of the cylinder. And then 2 pi r squared talks about the 2 lids, so the top and the bottom of this cylinder. All right, let's go substitute. What I like to do is I like to put the shell first. So I'm just putting the colors. so we can easily plug in. This practice helps me make sure that I don't miss anything and I don't make as many mistakes as I would if I didn't do it. So this is something I like to do. This is something that might work for you also. All right. Now the problem is telling us, just like earlier, to have our answer as a decimal. So I'm going to put 3.14 as the value for pi again for both. The radius here is given to us as 2. It's also being shown here in the image. That's 2. And lastly, the height is given to us as 6. It's also shown here in this image. So 6 goes right there. All right. So again, PEMDAS says that we have to simplify our exponent first. So I'm going to have to copy everything down. And just for the sake of consistency, I'm going to continue to use the same colors. And as you can see, I'm just simply bringing everything down. All right, and now we're at that point where we can simplify. 2 times 2, or 2 squared, is simply 4. So I'm going to make that 4. All right. So now that this is simplified, we can now just multiply across. I'm going to go multiply these first. So let's find the product. 2 times 3.14 is going to give us 6.28 times 2 is going to give us 12.56 times 6 will result in 75.36. 75.36. And we're going to add that to whatever the result here is going to be, whatever product we have. So again, 2 times 3.14 is going to give us 6.28 times 4 is going to give us 25.12. Now all we have to do is add these two numbers together. So 75.36 plus 25.12 is going to give us a total surface area of 100.48 square units squared, because we don't know. We don't know if it's being measured in inches, centimeters. It is not given to us. Always boxing my final answer and typing it in the box.